start recording. Okay, perfect. All right, guys. I'm gonna share my screen. Here we go. Um, so we're going to continue the math we started on Monday. Um, let me. I wish I could. I'll just do it. Okay. Um, yeah, we're gonna continue working on the math we did Monday. All of the work we're doing is in the packet that hopefully you guys picked up from school. If not, just follow along, um, participate, raise your hand, answer questions, and you'll still pass for today. And then as long as you're still doing your homework, you'll still be fine as well. But hopefully you have the packet and can follow along, or at least have a piece of paper and pencil to be working on this as well with me. I'm gonna start drawing. Okay, so guys, if you remember, we did, thank you, Chantel. If you remember, before school, we did a little bit of like line plots. We did that for a little bit, and then I think we started moving into like multiplying and dividing fractions and other things. But I want to review and just see what we remember. So if they gave us these numbers, all right, where on this number line am I going to put them? All right, so let's start with -4. On this number line that goes from -5 all the way to 5, excuse me, where am I putting -4? Does anyone want to raise their hand? Perfect. Deshaun, what's up? Or Deshaun, where am I putting it? Oh, chat box? Deshaun, beside the -5. Yes, he is correct. Yep, it's going to go right here. -4. That is correct. All right, someone else put something in the chat box. Hey, me. Oh my gosh. Remember, guys, try to use the chat box for math only. That's all I'm going to say. Okay, next one is 1.5. Can someone raise their hand and tell me where 1.5 goes on this line? Anybody? Somebody, where does it go?
It goes beside the 0.
So right here?
Yeah, wrong, right?
Say what?
No, not there.
Okay, so am I gonna go,
Beside 0, like the other way.
do you want me to go left or right?
I don't know. Yeah, there. I don't know. I can't. My brain is going crazy already.
Well, you are right. It is right
Wait.
here. Yep, that is
Oh
correct.
gosh. Yes,
That is
yes.
correct because as you can see, 0, then this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in between 1 and 2 is 1.5. So yeah, you are right. It goes right there. Good job. Awesome. All right. Can someone tell me where 3 goes? That one's the easiest one, I would like to think. So hopefully I see more hands other than Deshaun and Sombridi. Anybody else other than those two? All right, come on, guys. And C1, I need to know for sure you're here because you were very honest with me the other day, but you can't be playing games and do school at the same time. I'm back. What did you say? Demetrius, where does this number 3 go on this line chart? And I would like Chantel, Siwan, or Demetrius to answer. Since Sombridi, Deshaun, they've participated a lot already. Anybody? This is the easiest one. Siwan, where does it go?
Um, it goes like what's it called? I don't know what's it called.
So this way is the left, and then this way is the right.
Oh, you go right.
How many spaces?
3.
1, 2, 3. He is correct. Okay, good job. Cross that one off. Awesome. So that is correct. That's where it goes. Fantastic. Next one is -2.5. Where does that one go? This is for Chantel or Demetrius. Demetrius, where does it go?
Is the second line to like not the second line, but like in the middle?
Okay, which direction am I going? Left or right?
Left.
Left. Good. So I went over. You said it goes over here, but you said the middle. Which side am I putting it on?
The left.
The left. Good job. That is correct. -2.5. Perfect. Yeah, because this is 0, -1, -2, -3, and then 2.5's in between 2 and 3. So yes, Demetrius is correct. So Chantel, the last one is for you. Where does -1.5 go? See, there's a lot of people now. You guys, I'm putting your hands down. I want Chantel to answer this.
Right?
Chantel,
Right next to
say what?
right next to 0.
Right next to 0. Okay, is it going to be on this side or this side? Is it going to be on the left or the right?
Left.
Left. Good job, because it's negative. Awesome. All right, good. I just needed to make sure everyone was here and participating. So good. All right, and then guys, the last one says opposite of -4. So does anybody, this one's easy. What's the opposite of -4? Somebody.
+4.
Exactly. So that one goes right here. Boom. Done. Okay. So give a possible real world context for these values. So basically it just wants us to give an example of how these could like work. If I gave an example, I could say something like, my favorite example, because it's the easiest, is talking about steps. And this could be, like Monday, I took 1.5 steps for something. Tuesday, I took 3 steps, took 4 steps. On this day, I took 1.5, or I took a half a step backwards, took 2.5 steps backwards, 4 steps backwards, blah, blah, blah. Does anybody else have a different example they want to share? Somebody, is your hand up for this question, or is it up from the last question? Okay, so I said taking steps, but so that's my example. If anybody else has one, great. If not, that's fine. Some Breedy.
The water cups, like like those cups with the measuring things.
Yes, so yeah, measuring cups.
Mhm.
Okay, that could work. Ooh. How do you spell? There we go. Okay. Measuring cups. Boom. Okay. Good one. I'm going to erase that one. Handwriting is really bad. Okay. All right, question 5. Darrell walks 3/5 of a mile to school. Yagriti walks 4/5 of a mile to school. And if Oliver lives in between them, what are two possible distances that he has to walk to school? Okay, so what are two distances? Oh, wrong button. So he lives in between them. Does anybody know where I even start with this? Anybody? I'm going to start by first just having an in-between, okay? So if one person lives here, one person lives here, and our friend Oliver lives in the middle, so he's right here. So now we need to figure out what his number is, okay? And there is, so there's two possible distances, okay? Does anybody know what those two are or know how to start getting them? Nobody? Okay, that's okay. So first, if our denominator is 5 and our denominator is 5 over here, one of our answers can have a denominator that's 5 here as well. Okay, so if we want the answer to be between 3 and 4, there are multiple answers. I can do, oh no, come on, pen, dun dun dun. So we can do 3.5. That's in between 3 and 4. You could also do 3.2. You can do 3.7. There's a bunch you can do, all over 5. All right. So does that make sense? Thumbs up emojis. Somebody cool. Demetrius cool. Anybody else? Does that make sense? Deshawn, Siwan, Chantel, you guys get that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Awesome, yeah. So guys, all those numbers are in between. Another way we could have done that was, because if you didn't want a decimal, you could multiply these by 2, which would then be, what is that? Sorry, ooh, that's weird looking. 6 over 10, and then 8 over 10. And then what number is between 6 and 8? That one's pretty easy. Somebody?
7.
7, bam. So you also could have done that too. So those are the two ways you could have done it. You could have done it like this with like decimals, or you could have just done it times 2, and then you'd see, oh, it goes 6, 7, 8, boom. Pretty simple, nothing too hard. Explain how you found your answers. We pretty much did that together, so don't worry about that. All right, I'm going to erase so we can move on, because I learned that if I just move, all that stuff stays there. So I'm gonna erase it. Dun, 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 dun. So much easier to erase on here than it is on a piece of paper. I like that. Oh, mouse. Cool. All right, next one. So remember, this is all just kind of review. I'm trying to figure out what we remember, what we don't. So this is like a big worksheet called the mid-year assessment. To just figure out where we are and where I need to start with you guys. Okay, cool. So estimate, then calculate. Okay, calculate means you are allowed to use a calculator. So on your computer or your phone, if you pull up calculator, we are allowed to use that. Oh, exit that one. Maybe not. Boom. Okay. Hello. Nope. want me to? Haha. Okay, I'm not going to use the calculator because it's clearly being weird for me, but you guys are allowed to use the calculator because it does say calculate. So basically it wants us to do two things. It wants us to estimate first, which is not use a calculator and try to do it without it, then use a calculator and see how close we were, okay? So we are estimating the number sentence, okay? Estimation number sentence, all right? So real quick, let me do this and somebody then will answer. So if I'm estimating 3.5 and then 2 2/5, I'm gonna go ahead because that would be 3.5. And as Sambriti taught us a long time ago, okay, 0.4 or less, let it rest. 0.5 or more, add one more. Remember that? I remember that. So I'm gonna go ahead and just estimate that's a 4. So 4 times, and then 2 2/5 would be the equivalent to 2.4. Since that's a 0.4, I'm going to bring it back to its normal number, so I'm just gonna write 2. So my estimate, 4 times 2, is 8. So when it says Q equals, it's going to equal something for real, and then an estimate. My estimate was 8. So you guys who hopefully have calculators, I also have my phone calculator, so I can do that too. What answer did you guys get when you used a calculator? Somebody.
I just wanted to say that I don't know how to estimate.
Okay, I can go over that again because I have to do it for the second one anyways. But does anybody else have a calculator and you can put this in your calculator real quick?
It doesn't work. It doesn't. You cannot get them symbols as phone.
Okay, so then do it this way. So put it in your calculator as 3.5 times 2.4. And then someone tell me what that equals. I have the answer on my calculator too. But I want to see one of you guys do it. All right. Chantel.
8.4.
8.4. Chantel, is that what you were going to say?
Yes.
Sorry. Chantel, good. Chantel did raise her hand. Deshawn, make sure you raise your hand.
Okay.
Or like just click the little like raise your hand button. But yes, you are correct. I would give Chantel the credit for that though, because she raised her hand. But yes, 8.4. That's what my calculator says too. For those of you that can still maybe see my screen. So the real answer is 8.4, which is very close to 8. So that means our estimate was correct. Okay. So to answer Sombridi's question, for those of you that don't know how to estimate, estimate is just when you are rounding to a whole number. So, like even for this one, for example, 1 and then 5/6. All right? 1 and then 5/6. All right? For those of you that don't know how to just turn that into a decimal yet, which we can talk about, 5/6 is very close to 6/6, which we know if there's a number over itself, what does that equal? Somebody?
The number itself, I don't know.
Close.
0?
Closer.
I
You're super close. What's one of the closest numbers to 0?
0.0?
No, no, the next number.
1.
1. Good. Yeah.
Yay!
Good job. Yeah, guys, so any number over itself will always equal 1. 6 hot dogs over 6 hot dogs is 6 hot dogs, okay? So it's always going to equal itself, basically, okay? So that's why it's always a 1, okay? So 5, 6 is close to 6, 6, which means we know that that's close to 1. So 1 plus 1 is 2. So we can estimate that to a 2, all right? If you know how to turn your fraction into a decimal, that'll obviously help like a lot. Because if you want, let me show you, see if I can do it. So I don't think I can do it backwards, but if you do 5 divided by 6, you get 0.833333, which means your answer over here, this, would equal 1.8333, blah, 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 blah. So, do you guys see how 1.8333 can be rounded to 2? Does that make sense? Anybody? Nobody? Nobody? Doesn't make any sense at all? Mr. Hughes, I want you to say the whole thing all over again because I have no idea what you're saying. Okay, kind of. Thank you, Demetrius, for answering. Guys, that's all estimation is. All you are is rounding to a whole number so that you don't have to deal with complicated numbers like fractions and decimals. Okay? So because 1 and 5, 6 is a complicated number for us, rounding and estimating can help us in the long run. So I can round this to 2, just like 1/4, since it's a fraction and it's below 1, I can round that to 0 or 1. I'm going to just round it to 1 because that's going to make multiplying this a lot easier. Oh, sorry, we're dividing. Never mind. Let's go back. So we're dividing, sorry, 2 divided by 1. Anything divided by 1 is, hopefully as we remember, itself. So it's going to be 2. And then you can double check that it is 2 on your calculator. So when we do this for real, our answer is going to be pretty close to 2. Do you guys remember how to divide fractions? We cross.
Multiply.
Yes. Yes. Make sure we raise our hand, but yes, Deshaun is correct. Cross multiply. Okay. So to do that, though, we need to turn our mixed number here into an improper fraction. Okay. A mixed number looks like this. There's a big number and a fraction. An improper fraction is when there's a big number on top of a little number. In case you forgot. But yeah. So we're going to do 6 times 1, which is 6, plus 5, which is 11. Okay. We have our divided 1/4. Okay. Do you guys remember how to do mixed numbers and improper fractions? Do you guys remember how I got this? 11 over 6 from that? Maybe? I'm also going to erase some of this because I don't want all of this stressing you guys out. There's a lot going on. Okay. We can probably leave that one. Okay, and then I'll get rid of that one. Okay. So do you guys remember how I did that? There's a lot of people. You said my name, my head hurts. Fair. Same. That's fair. That's fair. Okay. So guys, whenever you have a mixed number, if you remember, we multiply this one, we add that one. So it goes 6 times 1 plus 5, which then gave us 11 over 6. Okay, and then the same thing works. We can turn that back into an improper fraction because 6 goes into 11 one time, okay? And then there's a bunch left over. If we did 11 minus 6, we get 5. So then I have 5 left over, or 5 left over out of 6. Okay. Also, the beauty of this teaching, guys, online is when I post this to YouTube, you can watch this video as many times as you need to get help and to understand. Also, you can schedule one-on-ones with me and Miss Williams today too, if this really is confusing. That way you can have one-on-one help. So don't worry, don't stress, okay? We are going to get this, okay? Deshaun, do you still have your hand up? No. Do you have a question? Deshaun, what's up? Nothing?
How did you get 11? Because 6 plus 1 plus 5 is 12.
So you don't want to do plus. The first one you want to do times. Yep, it's 6 times 1, which is 6, plus 5 is 11. Good question, though. All right. So, guys, when we are dividing fractions, as Deshaun told us earlier, oh no, it didn't work. We cross multiply, okay? Which 4 times 11 gives us what? Multiplying against 11 is usually pretty easy. Sambriti, what?
44.
Yeah, we got 44. Then we'll put our divide. And then what's 6 times 1? Sambriti.
6.
Boom. 6. Easy peasy. All right. So now all we have to do is do 44 divided by 6. Okay. So watch. Remember, it says we can calculate. So don't stress out too much. You are allowed to use a calculator. Okay. So, be ready? 44 divided by 6 equals 7.33333333. That's what our calculator says. Okay, so that's the easy answer. All right. Wait, our estimate was 2. So that means no. Oh, I did it backwards. We have to do, no, Raj, go away. This is not your time. Sorry, it is 6 divided by 44. My bad. 6 divided by 44 is 0.13, and then all that jazz, which would be a fraction. But that is way closer to our estimate, remember, which was 2. That's way closer to 2 than 7. Remember the one this one equaled like 7 something? This one equals 0.13. Since this one is closer to our estimate, this is the one we do. Okay? Sorry. That was my bad. Niraj, why are you trying to get into my class of 6th graders? Go away. No. He's not getting in. Okay. Bye. Okay, so again, watch this video a bunch of times. I know that was a lot. Getting back into the math groove, it's not always easy or fun. Okay. Also, we can test what we just did. What is that? 1 Yeah, 1 and 5/6. 1 and 5/6. What is 5 divided by 6? Okay, 0.83. 1.83. 1.83. Ooh. Divided by 1/4. Oh, guys, I was right the first time. Remember when I wrote, Niraj, go away. Go away. Nope. Guys, remember when I did 44 divided by 6 and then it equaled 7.3? Haha. Guess what? The answer is 7.3. So that means my estimate was wrong. Sadness. I think I did multiplying for my estimate, didn't I? That's why I was wrong. Potato, potato. Okay, I'm gonna erase. Okay, let's get going. Dun, dun, dun. All right, here we go. Another one. Let's let Mr. Hughes do it right this time, okay? This time I won't ask for help since clearly I mess up the first one, okay? So let's just plug it in the phone first and then try to do it the long way, okay? So, right? 3 and then 1/9. To do it in a calculator like this, first do the 1/9. So that would be 1 divided by 9 gives us this, okay? Gives us all that, okay? 0.11111. And then all you have to do is add the 3. So now it's 3.1111111, okay? So to put this in a calculator, first you need that number. We're gonna divide, and then we need this one. Thankfully, I know what that one is because 3/4, that's like 3/4 out of 4/4. So I already know it's gonna be 75, okay? So now all I have to do in my calculator is 3.11 divided by 1.75, which gives me this number, okay? Looks like 1.77, okay? Or if we're rounding, 1.78. So I already know the real answer is that because, again, it is letting us use a calculator, okay? Boom, okay? Next, I'm going to turn these into improper fractions to just check my work, which is a times and a plus, then that'll equal something. And 1 and 3/4, so a times and a plus, that'll equal something. So 9 times 3 is 27 plus 1, 28. Over, then we have our 9 right there. That's our first one, okay? 4 times 1 is 4, plus 3 is 7 over 4. That's our next one, okay? So now all I have to do is cross multiply. So I have 28 over 9, cross multiply, 7 over 4, okay? I already know 9 times 7 because most of us, I think, know our 9s at least, but that one's 63, okay? So that one's 63, okay? Boom, boom. And then 28 times 4, if you want, go ahead and use a calculator. I don't know that one off the top of my head, but you could do the lattice method, if you guys remember, which was this way. And then you do 8 times 4, 2 times that way. But we can just do it real quick on our calculator, which gave us 112, 112, boom. And then we just divide. 112 divided by 63 gives us, look at that, 1.77, which is the same thing as that. Boom, Mr. Hughes did one right. Okay, equals 1.77. 8. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Okay. Let me erase that. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. Let's see how hard the next one is. If it's not too hard, we might do 2 more, but let's just find out. Okay. All right. Carrie has 10 cups of flour. The recipe he is following requires 1.5 cups of flour for 1 loaf of bread. How many loaves of bread can he make? Number model solution. Nice. All right. So, does anybody know what we're doing? Are we multiplying? Are we dividing? Are we adding? Are we subtracting? Anybody want to at least take a guess? You can type it or raise your hand. Anybody? I see a chat. Sambriti said subtract or divide. Okay, she's right. Which one do we do? Can anybody narrow it down? Sambriti did all the hard work for you. Now all you guys got to do is pick. Anybody? Siwan said divide. He is correct. Because we have 10 cups, and we need to divide it into 1 1/2 as many times as we can. Okay? So yes, he is correct. All right, we're trying to figure out how many of those 1.5 cups we can do though. Okay, so to do that, we're gonna have to divide, which would be, 10 divided by 1.5, or 10 divided by 1.5, if you want to try it that way. Or we can do cross multiplying since it's divide, and there's a fraction. But Mr. Hughes, how do we cross multiply? 10's not a fraction, and 1.5's a mixed number. I'm so glad you asked. 10 as a fraction is always going to be over 1. Any whole number is always going to be over 1. And then we know how to turn this mixed number into an improper fraction. 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3, okay, which is 3 over 2. And then you cross multiply. 1 times 3 is 3. 2 times 10 is 20. Divide. Then you just do 20 divided by 3. All right. I can't really stop you from using a calculator. I just off the top of my head, I know it's going to be 6 point something, because 21 divided by 3 would be 7 perfectly. Since we're super close to 7, it's going to be 6 point something, just so you guys know. Yep, 6.66667. Okay, so 6.6. Boom, 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 boom. All right. So we did 10 divided by 1.5 equals 6.6. Our solution, 6.6 cups. All right, which does work. Okay. All right, I'm going to move on unless anybody had a question. Okay, I'm going to do at least one more. Actually, probably just one more, so then I can get ready for 5th grade. All right, so let's do this last one, guys, and then you are done for math today. Okay, cool. So Kelly has a collection of red and blue marbles. The ratio to marbles is 3 to 7. So for every 3 red, she has 7 blue. She has a total of 8 marbles. Draw and label a tape diagram to show how many red marbles she has, how many blue marbles she has. All right. So first, if our ratio looks like that, what is 3 plus 7? Three plus 7, super easy. We know this since first grade. People should be raising their hand. Somebody.
10.
Boom. We got 10. Awesome. So we have 10. We have 10 in each ratio group, at least. And we have 80 marbles total. So, does anybody know what 80 divided by 10 is? Hint, hint. Super easy. 8. Good. C1 is correct. It is 8. All right? It's 8 because 10, sorry, if you do it, 10 goes into 80 8 times. Pretty simple, nothing too hard there. Okay? Which means homegirl here, Kelly, has 8 groups of marbles. So this 3, 7 thing, she sees that 8 times. So 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay? All these dots, blah, 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 blah. Okay? So far, are you guys understanding this? Maybe, maybe not. Somebody's got it. Demetrius has got it. Someone in the group chat's got it. C1's got it. Okay. So, now, oh, someone else I think has it. Chantel has it and Deshaun has it. Perfect. Everybody's got it. Good. So guys, now all we got to do is add. This part's pretty easy. So, or you can multiply if you want. You can add all the 3's, or you can simply do 3 times 8 and then 7 times 8. Either one is fine. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, which is correct because 3 times 8 is 24. And then 7 times 8, 6 and 7, 50 something. Niraj, go away. It is not your time. Okay, 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42. I know this, 49, and then 56, right? Yeah, something like that. Okay. And then remember, she has 80 marbles total, so we can just double check it real quick by adding 6 and 4, 0, bring a 1, 80. Boom, that means I'm right. So she has 24 red, and then 56 blue. So 24, 56. Boom. Okay. That is all we're going to do today. So I'll go ahead and stop sharing my screen with you guys. And then I'm also going to stop recording.